never had the expectation that they were going to understand how anything worked in the first place. Biologists don't know how fucking aspirin works. Their standard is LD50. Give it to 100 people, did half of them die? If not, let's run with it. So their standard is based on evidence of can we see it work, even if they can't explain why. Right. Physicists don't believe it if they see it work unless they can explain why. And so I have actually invested in a few things that physicists think is crackpot.
They're like, listen, this is probably crackpot. And you're like,
Yeah, but we have it working in the lab. So it's working, so I'm kind of applying the biology.
I've never met anyone like it.
He could hack anybody's phone in a matter of minutes. Who is that guy? Who can do that?
Thomas is the most interesting man in the world.
He's one of my favorite people on the planet.
Inventor.
Wicked smart.
The master of cutting corners.
If you had a dead body in your trunk, who would you call?
He would get arrested immediately in a lineup.
I stood in line to get his autograph.
His mouth can barely keep up to his brain.
I don't actually know what Pablos does.
A hacker magician.
Man of the future. Future.
In my travels, I've collected a lot of heretical physicists.
Oh, yes.
And they're important to me. And partly I just found that physicists were the smartest people that I have worked with. They tend to have at least what I think is a mindset around being able to understand things from the ground up. I love that. And even if they're not doing physics, they're thinking in a logical way that I can appreciate. And
right. There's part of the training to quickly try to apprehend what are the critical aspects of a toy model to start to understand something. And they'll do this with anything.
Yeah.
So it's across a pretty wide range of different things that they'll encounter.
Right.
And honestly, everybody should learn that.
I think you're right.
If only physics curriculum was like the standard.
Well, we
People filter out. They're like, no, it's too hard. It's math. I'm like, well, I don't know. I mean, how to make it more accessible for more people.
Well, what I found is, I also attract inventors with perpetual motion devices all the time. And I don't dismiss them outright because I think that I know most people will. I think that they're obvious, a lot of times they're at least very passionate and convicted. And I think that, I can give them the time of day. Not always, but I try. And I know, and what I find is a lot of times I'll get in over my head on the physics, and I will try to get one of my friends to help. And what I've discovered is that even the most sacrilegious physicist, they all have one weird thing they believe in, their own weird thing, but they believe everything else needs to be by the book because they're trained to believe we can understand everything from first principles. So they will never, they'll never engage or entertain any other one weird thing except their own one weird thing. So, and all of them have one. And so
sometimes you can get some of the cracks they'll believe in but really they're some of the more difficult ones on this particular.
And so but what I found though is by contrast, biologists never had the expectation that they were going to understand how anything worked in the first place. Biologists don't know how fucking aspirin works. Their standard is LD50. Give it to 100 people, did half of them die? If not, let's run with it. So their standard is based on evidence of can we see it work, even if they can't explain why. Right. Physicists don't believe it if they see it work unless they can explain why. And so I have actually invested in a few things that physicists think is crackpot.
They're like, listen, this is probably crackpot. And you're like,
Yeah, but we have it working in the lab. So it's working, so I'm kind of applying the biology.
No, well, so the thing is, the thing that a lot of physicists will do, which is highly recommended, it's a very good thing to do. However, when you say that you're doing things from first principles, you're not actually doing everything from first principles. You're cutting corners.
They pick and choose their
The
principle.
pick and choose, and it turns out there's numerous things that are just like, gosh, that's not what I would have thought about that. And there's like, I just saw one of these. This well, like
with your sodium.
There's way outside of what people, yeah, and you know, people deeply respected lots of thermodynamic calculations throughout their entire careers, work functions, everything. And I'm thinking, well, isn't it going to be capped by Boltzmann? We took a spectrum. No, it isn't. It can't be explained by that.
Yeah.
And how odd. And I just saw, this is somebody who I sponsored a long time ago, Styro Pyro, Drake Anthony. He's got a big YouTube channel.
Okay.
And he just made this flask, and this was reported in the 1600s that you could have a flask, and you could evacuate it, and you put mercury, and if you shake it, it glows. Like, wow, that's pretty good. Let me put this in with neon. And he's like, holy hell. Like, now how in the heck is it supposed to work in your conventional reading of physics that a movement like this makes enough triboelectricity to glow a discharge of ions and actually discharge in neon so bright that you can read from it?
Wow.
That's not supposed to happen. It's supposed to go, you have quanta of energy that get filled from things with higher quanta of energy. Not you can shake it and somehow it builds up enough static electricity on the damn walls of the thing through the mercury somehow that you can ionize the thing. That would be completely outside of everybody's expectations, including the people who had no idea how it worked in the 1600s, and Drake Anthony, who just made it.
Yeah.
And shows it. He's like, this is wild. Anybody else see something like this? And like, I see a total change in the sort of academic, more, hey, is this in the literature or not? And the LLMs are really stuck in this mindset.
Yeah.
To the, here's, open source was going on this weekend. The YouTube science people who are actually making visible the experiments and all the physics and all the science and preparation. And that has led to a new golden age of people learning with their hands, learning things themselves, and that kind of tinkering is extremely productive in the inventive sphere, much before you even know what's going on. And there's many things that we did. The thing is working in our favor before we know what is happening.
Yes.
It is happening as a byproduct of us trying something.
Yes. Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe too many physicists learned everything they know without a shop like this.
Yeah. Well, people should make more.
Yeah.
And get in there.
Build some
And remember that you are mortal, so take precautions, but also don't wait.
Yeah.
And don't just spend time writing papers. At some point, you're going to really want to know if the effect is real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else
great.
we should talk about?
Maybe next episode.
Yeah. Okay. Any
All right.
questions for me?
What's something that you want to be possible for the future, in this real future, but you don't see a way how to make it yet?
Okay.
So I can
Okay.
think about it.
I mean, one that I think other people are. I mean, there's people coming around, but I'm sort of. I don't have any professional liability in this, so I'll say. I think there's some channel that we don't understand how to read in the mind. Meaning, we have all this orthogonal evidence of things like telepathy or maybe quasi-telepathy.
Oh yeah.
You've probably heard the telepathy tapes, which is very charming stories about these kids who are nonverbal autistic kids, but they can read their mind of at least usually their mother or someone close to them. I don't know if it all sounds quack and all sounds like woo-woo bullshit, but
I try to pack it all into something I can smuggle in as a materialist.
Yeah.
And be like, maybe it is an effect. Let's investigate.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
This is the Feynman approach, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be taboo to go looking for that signal.
Yeah.
Like what I mean, what part of science could be forgiven for not looking? I think that's irresponsible. And I honestly think, we live in this world where I'm obviously pissed off that science is getting defunded in these different ways, but what was Vannevar Bush's budget? Like we have fucking money compared to all of history. We're not getting results commensurate with it. So I
think that there's something that they plotted in the 20s, and it was like, all right, here's a log plot number of PhDs, here's a log plot number of papers. At some point, we're going to have many, too many more papers and PhDs who's going to read
we
them.
passed it.
We're way past it.
We're way past it. So
1920s.
Look, I think we got to take responsibility for this and improve science, and we've got to be going after stuff that matters. That's another rant. But the point is, in the meantime, why isn't anybody looking? It's obviously not electromagnetic. We're really good at that. But we at least believe in entanglement. So if maybe it's entanglement or something entanglement-esque. So let's look for it. Like, what do we need to stick probes in the brain for if there's some signal coming out? And I would like to I think we should be trying to find it.
There are a lot of people who, they're basically like, well, we have to understand quantum mechanics, and there seems to be a lot of, things that cause decoherence. It's easy to calculate. So you're like, well, probably nothing past this scale can possibly have coherence. But then there's been all these, increasingly less fringe, wacky, experiments where they have like across many centimeters, like even biological proteins, even super radiant transfer, even, and it's like, and even in our system, and we're doing more work on this to show that we believe there's a substantial collective effect of the flame plasma actually directly exciting all the sodiums as like a plasmon. So it's like a flame plasmon or a plasmon, which is like increases the rate of energy transfer out to the skin and then out. And it was very difficult to convince, for example, Claude and ChatGPT about that, and then, here's the data. And it's like, wow, this is quite compelling.
Unbelievable.
So I mean, people look under those rocks that you haven't turned. I mean, just today, or just yesterday, mathematician at Anthropic overturned a long-standing conjecture that was sort of foundational, that people built a lot of stuff on top of. And just today, I'm like, hey, Fable, I was thinking about this. And it's like, wow, I would want to know the Jacobian determinant. Oh my goodness, this changes it. And I'm like, yeah, we're wondering if we can take the Jacobian of the Jacobian and vary this a little bit and see if we can find any other examples and what's the family resemblance. And we found one.
Wow.
I was like, what the? This is fabulous. But also, it completely, this was there to get. There are other things like that. Now we have something where, formerly we wouldn't have been able to reach across all of these different things and translate. Now we can bring them together. That has combinatorial capacity.
Oh, I think a huge part of where we got off the rails with scientific community was, you would make a name for yourself by becoming the world's leading expert in the, South American, left earlobe of this worm or something. It just was so specific, and so you end up with all these isolated, ivory towers that don't hang out with each other. And all the good inventions are at the borders of different areas in science. So to me, that's where the action is, and the LLMs kind of level all that. So that part is very exciting.
They let you put it together, but you have to take the extra special effort to bring it into the awareness together with you and the thing, and maintain that. And it's a whole art.
Still a tool for you, but I think that's right. But you can be creative and bring to bear something more. All right,
this is great. Thank you so much.
Work?
Yeah.